Hello butterflies, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. For today's topic, we are answering the question, why did you meet this person? So whoever is on your mind right now, it does not have to be limited to a romantic connection. For today's video breakdown, we're going to look at your current energy, so that way you can be sure that this is your pile. And then we're going to look at who is your person on your mind and their current energy, so it confirms to you whether or not it is the person that you are thinking about. And then we're finally going to answer the question, why did you meet this person? Which is then further clarified by how have this person changed your life. So we're going to do it before versus after they are in your life. And then we're going to close out with an advice regarding this person from your spirit guides within the next 3 months or so. If this sounds good to you, feel free to stay. There is a meditation session where you can choose your pile or piles. If you're not sure on how to choose your piles, in the description I have written some options on how you can choose a pile. So without wasting any more of your time, I shall leave you into your meditation session and meet you at your piles. Hello pile number 1, welcome to your reading. Let's get right into it. So for your current energy, I got the King of Wands, which is talking about how you right now have lots of passion. You're feeling very enthusiastic about life. You're taking that leadership in your life and you're acting on your passions. You're radiating a lot of charisma right now. Also, people look up to you in a leadership position because of how authoritative and how honest you are about what you are doing right now. As you can see in the King of Wands, the card shows a phoenix, which represents rebirth, renewal, transformation, resilience, and like just good fortune all around. This tells me that you might have gone through something that was very transformative, or you have majorly changed something in your life, be it like your career, your location where you're living, or even your physical appearance. So whatever it is, you just went through something and you came out stronger. And if you are thinking, I don't know if I really am like a leader, like I don't know if I'm that good, like you're like hyping me up way too much. Let me tell you that when a phoenix, they, turn into ashes, right? They're reborn, but they're not reborn as a phoenix. They're reborn as an egg. And that egg, and then like in that egg, like the phoenix, they have to like chip their way out of it, and then they have to grow before they are turned into this very majestic phoenix. So, I'm just saying, take your time to adjust to your new reality. It's okay. And you're doing great. Now, for who is the person on your mind, they got the Hermit card, which typically talks about a person who likes to take time out for themselves, away from the hustle and bustle, away from society at times. They just like their own space, so that way they can introspect, think about their own life, and gain wisdom from it. They really like to kind of analyze stuff about their life, and they are very mature, probably because they have done lots of self-reflection. This person is not afraid to speak their truth, because while I was shuffling the cards, a lot of the cards were faced on the front side, which is telling me that this person is fairly open with what they say. This person is probably an introvert. Most likely, they don't have to be, but I'm seeing that they're probably an introvert and they are a homebody. Now, your person's current energy is represented by the Ace of Wands, which is telling me that right now they feel a sudden burst of passion and inner fire to do something very creative. They're having a really creative new beginning with a new passion, and these actions they are taking, they are very confident right now. And it is because they trust in their inner guidance. They feel very divinely guided, and I wouldn't be surprised, especially since they came out as the Hermit card, which is very much in tune with their intuition. And being in tune with their intuition, they are maybe very likely divinely guided. So, yeah, that makes sense. Also, in the Ace of Wands card, there is a scarecrow which represents protection, fertility, observation, simplicity, and autumn season. So this tells me that this person, yes, they are taking these actions, right? Because they feel that passion, they feel that drive, but they're not just taking this action blindly. They are taking it because they know that they are divinely protected. Like whatever action they take, their spirit guides are behind them. And they just have abundance of ideas because they have been observing, and they realize that an approach where simplicity is best is the best approach for them, honestly, to reap their harvest. Because when you think of scarecrows, most people make them out of straws, and like for the clothings, they're usually fabrics, just like random pieces of fabrics that are left over. So very resourceful. This tells me that this person right now is very resourceful with what they do. And what they do is not like completely a coincidence. They have it planned. Now, why did you actually meet this person? I drew 2 cards for you. So you got Rebound and Unbothered. For Rebound, the card says temporary comfort, avoiding loneliness, quick replacement, just to forget. For the Unbothered card, it says peace despite chaos, calm attitude, detachment from negativity, and not my drama. So this person came here in your life to teach you to stop accepting less from other people, from yourself, from any like work-related situations that you got yourself into, just to ease temporary loneliness, just to have a temporary comfort. This person is here to teach you how to feel more comfortable in your own skin and be completely unbothered about all the chaos that is going around you, because all the chaos that is going around you, it's not yours to carry. This can also talk about like societal expectations from you that you feel like you have to carry, but it just feels too heavy and you don't even know why you're carrying it. And this person's way of living, they are represented by like the hermit, right? And hermits, they usually go away from society, and they are completely okay with doing that because they need that, and it like replenishes them to do that. So seeing this person being so unbothered and doing that, I think you feel more inspired, and you are taught through what they are doing that you can probably also do that. You're also allowed to do that. That you don't have to constantly follow the expectations of society, because the expectations of society does not fulfill you. And that is okay. I mean, if it does, that's okay, but right here it doesn't seem like that. So this person is teaching you to be more okay with just being by yourself, spending more time with yourself, and, you know, enjoying your own company. So let's dive into how have this person changed your life. So, for before, you were probably constantly on guard and having to think strategically about every move that you make. In relationships, you're probably very secretive, you're hard to open up, and you tend to avoid difficult conversations. In business aspects, you're probably in an environment where there are a lot of underhanded tactics used. So, in order to protect your own assets and your own sanity, you also need to think strategically on how you are not getting screwed over by other people. And I think that is fairly reasonable. Like, don't feel shame about you being in that mindset, because sometimes you have to, well, protect yourself. And this is the way to protect yourself. Somebody's gonna try to outsmart you and screw you over. You're gonna have to think on how to outsmart them, outsmarting you and screwing you over. However, the difference is that after this person is in your life, you then begin to realize that you try to win at all costs despite any repercussions. It actually makes you feel very unfulfilled. You then begin to reevaluate, like, which battles are worth fighting for and which ones aren't. And I don't think this comes as a surprise, because this person is very introspective. They reflect on a lot of things. So I think when you are talking to this person, or when you see this person doing what they're doing, you also are a bit more inspired to think like, well, if this person doesn't do that, even though a lot of people are chasing after that, then why am I chasing after that? Am I chasing after that thing just because it is like expected, just because everyone else is doing it? Or is it because, like, I don't know, I just need a challenge? Or am I just doing it because I'm so used to doing it, you know? So yeah, I think it is also notable that for your before card, you got the Seven of Swords, and your after card, you got the Five of Swords. Both of them are in the same element, but it is decreased. And for swords, it is usually represented by the air element, which talks about communication, ideas, and just mental thoughts, you know? So I think after meeting this person, you will have lowered mental burden. Like, you're not stressing about all the details anymore, because you're not involving yourself into unnecessary conflicts, if that makes any sense. All right, so your advice regarding your person for the next 3 months, you got the card. Your dreams hold a key to your future. Pay attention. So this could refer to literal dreams that you are having within the next 3 months that you watch this reading. You might have some really interesting dreams. So be sure to write it down somewhere. It could be on your notes app. You could have a dream journal, whatever is most convenient for you. Just pay attention to those dreams, because they might guide you on how to interact with this person, or even the true nature of this person. And I think this is very important, since it seems like before, you were constantly in an environment that has lots of very cunning and sly people. So seeing these dreams, or even daydreams, can maybe help reassure you that this person, they're pretty out there. They're like pretty open, and what they say is what they really mean, instead of any mind games and stuff that you are really used to. Also, with this card, it tells me that you're probably very intuitive, which is not surprising, since for your current energy card, we got the King of Wands, which is like the Phoenix card, right? And they are between death and life, like death and rebirth, right? In those energy, it's like very divine, very spiritual. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're very intuitive. Also, one last message is that you might want to watch pile number 3. You may be drawn towards it, and if you are, this is your sign to go and watch pile number 3, because pile number 3 also got the same advice card. So yeah, that is all I have for you guys today, pile number 1. I hope you enjoy this reading. If you do enjoy this reading and this reading resonated with you, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. It is not required. You're not obligated to do that, but you know, I would appreciate it. Also, I'm going to pop up on the screen my upload schedule for this month. And yeah, I hope you have a good day. Goodbye. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Let's get straight into it. So for your current energy, we got the King of Swords, which is telling me that right now you are very logically minded, very intellectual, making decisive decisions. You are prioritizing truth over logic, and you are very analytical. You might even be a mentor. So yeah, in your card for the King of Swords, you can see that it is the Hippogriff, which is, I believe, a half lion and a half eagle, and in these two creatures in their respective environment, they are usually like, you know, the leaders, right? So that's why I was saying that you might be a mentor, or people just look up to you. They value your ideas right now, and like they trust what you're speaking, because they're like, yeah, okay, this person, they got the facts, so I trust them. As for your person, who your person is, we got the Page of Wands. So it's telling me that your person is very youthful, very energetic, very bubbly, playful, and free-spirited. While I was shuffling the cards, like, I was like bouncing on the bed because I was sitting on the bed while I was shuffling the cards. So I think it really goes to show how like energetic and bubbly your person is feeling just overall as a person, you know? And they like to explore, be very adventurous, and try different things. And they are very quick to take action. They might not be the best at following through with the action in the long run, but they are very good at getting things started. When they're like, okay, right now I feel the strive to start this new business, I'm gonna do it right now. They'll do it right then. As for how long the business lasts, I don't know, but hey, they're getting it done. They're living their best life, so good for them. As for your person's current energy, they got the Death card, which is telling me that right now they are going through a very transformative life. A very transformative time in their life right now. They are closing out an old cycle and they are starting a new one. And in order to do that, they are decluttering a lot of things that don't serve them. It could be like clothes, it could be, you know, like material things like clothes, it could be habits, it could be just an environment. They're like, I am leaving that in the past, because in order to accept something new into their life, they have to be willing to release something old. Also, in the Death card, it is represented by the Venus flytrap, which talks about resilience, patience, and adaptability. So it's telling me that this person pretty resilient, which is like not a surprise because they are literally represented by the Page of Wands, who is not afraid to start new adventures when they feel guided to, when they feel that passion. So they gotta have some adaptability to them, and yeah, I think they're very patient with that, and they learn to be patient because of this, to trust that things will just work out. Now, why did you meet this person? You got two cards, Divine Timing and Trust the Signs. So for Divine Timing, it says, patience required, trusting the process, perfect timing, where it's meant to be. For Trust the Signs card, it says, paying attention to guidance, universe speaking clearly, following intuition, message received. So aside from this person teaching you to, you know, trust the process and be more patient, they are also coming into your life to basically help you believe in the magic of the universe. They are here to help you trust in yourself and believe in your own inner clock, just like they believe in their own inner clock when they are taking actions. In the how have this person changed your life for the before, you also got the King of Swords, which I think is very strongly saying that you are a very logical and mind over feelings person. You can be a bit rigid in your ways, and you might even come off a little bit cold because of how logical you are. Also, I want to note that because for your before card you got the King of Swords, and your current energy you also got the King of Swords, this person probably has not been in your life for a very long time, and that's okay. Because when they are coming into your life, you got the card Chariot, which means success through actions and willpower. So what changed? Instead of thinking and planning, you are also learning how to take action, controlled action, to achieve goals that you actually want to achieve. When you are in the King of Swords energy, you may be lost in analyzing and collecting data and just going over the facts so many times that you actually forgot to take actions for goals that you want to achieve. Also, with the Chariot card, it does talk about like traveling. It does make me think that you might have more travel opportunities. How that comes to you, it might be because, you take more actions, and in return, those actions allow you to travel more. Or this person lives far away from you, like distance wise, so you guys have to travel to each other to meet with each other. Now, as for your advice regarding this person from your spirit guides, advice from spirit guides regarding this person for the next 3 months, you got the card. A guardian spirit watches over you. Feel their presence. This is literally a sign from your guardian spirit or your spirit guides or your angels, whoever you believe, your ancestors, I don't know, whoever you believe is like watching over you, to just relax, because everything will be okay. They got it under control. You're protected. You're good. Some signs you might want to look out for to either indicate like, hey, this person, like, they're thinking of you, or like, hey, your guardian spirit angel, they're here, just showing their presence, or like, hey, this is a synchronicity, like, pay attention. You might see the signs for zodiac signs. You might see Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Other signs that you might see are a pair of wings, yin yang energies, or something that is black and white, something that is opposite of each other. Clocks at 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock, 2 a.m., 2 p.m., wherever that is at. Arrows, pink flowers, Venus flytraps, the numbers 7, 13, or 4, or like repeating numbers like 777, 444, 13, 13, something like that. But yeah, that is all I have for you guys today, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and if you like this reading and it resonated with you, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. It is not required nor obligated, but it is very much appreciated if you do so. Also, I'm going to pop up on the screen my upload schedule for this month, so don't miss that. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. Bye! Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Let's get right into it. So for your current energy, we got the 10 of Swords. And I got 2 different scenarios here. So scenario 1, you might have recently been backstabbed by someone or betrayed by someone. Like somebody told you a lie and you only recently discovered it, and right now you're like, you just feel backstabbed by them. Or they have done some sort of action that made you feel very betrayed and hurt. Scenario 2 it's not by someone that is betraying you, but it's your own self-inflicted mental stress. Basically meaning that you have been overthinking so much and you've been imagining so many different scenarios that in the end, these scenarios end up hurting you. And you are finally hitting a breaking point. Regardless of which scenario it is, you are closing out on a cycle and the worst is over. Because the Ten of Swords, the number 10 in the Ten of Swords represents like ending of a cycle. You're completing a chapter. So, that chapter's finally over. So in the card, you can see that there is a person on the boat and they cut off another person's fingers to prevent the boat from flipping over. This is telling me that you're probably called right now to cut off anything that does not serve you. It could be a person, it could be some sort of habit, it could be like, I don't know, an environment that you are in right now. But regardless, you're called to cut off it, because if you don't, you're also gonna go down in the tumultuous waters as well. So now, who is this person on your mind? They got the Strength card, which is telling me that they are a very compassionate and warm person who has a lot of inner strength. I mean, they could be physically strong, but usually the Strength card is talking about inner strength, because they have mastered their inner demons and impulses. So any sort of things that triggers them to do something that like sabotages them or just makes them way too impulsive, they have mastered over that. And their method over time that they have learned is to be gentle but firm, because they learn that gentleness actually is more powerful than just brute strength, especially when it's regarding to healing. So this Strength card usually is represented by Leo, so they might have some Leo energy to them. They don't have to be a Leo to have that energy. Basically, it just means that they're probably very authoritative when they step into a room and people immediately are drawn to them, or like when they say something, people immediately listen to them. So this is the energy that they're giving. They might also have really like beautiful and luscious hair as well. So your person's current energy right now is represented by the Seven of Pentacles, which is telling me that right now they're taking a moment to pause and reflect on any past work they have done while they are waiting for, all their past efforts to finally bear fruit. So they might have been working on something for a very long time, and right now they're at a stage where they're just reflecting on what they have learned. So they're patiently waiting and they're learning how to have perseverance while they're waiting for the results to happen, because they're learning to trust the divine and like getting the things to bear fruit, because they know they put the effort into it. They only need time. So they are right now thinking about long-term plans and seeing things with a bird's eye view of things. Now, why did you actually meet this person? We got two cards. One is Sneaky Link and the other one is Swipe Red. So for Sneaky Link, it says hidden encounters, private meetings, discreet intimacy, nobody needs to know. For Swipe Right, it says online dating, instant attraction, digital romance, match found. So this pile, I'm thinking a lot of people are thinking about someone romantic because of these two cards. It doesn't have to be, but for the romantic situation, if this is a romantic one, then this is literally saying that this person is here to basically let you have a fun and mysterious and romantic encounter. And you're probably going to experience the dynamics of online dating with this person. This is probably a relationship that nobody really knows about, because you both think that it's best to keep it hidden for now, before you go public, if you wish to go public with your relationship. Now, if you are not asking about a romantic relationship, then this is a person that is teaching you and proving you wrong about things that you have thought as toxic. So for your current energy, we were talking about how you have been recently betrayed and backstabbed, right? And in that energy, you are most vulnerable to think like people are out there to get you. And that is totally normal. Like, don't feel shame about that. That is totally normal to feel. So this person is coming in here to basically kind of prove you wrong about people interacting with other people. I think they're allowing you to really see, like, what past toxic dynamics have I been playing out, and why are they playing out, and how am I going to prevent that from happening in the future? Because you can see that this person is someone who is very gentle, very compassionate, just very kind. So their kindness, remember the gentle but firm, their kindness allows you to kind of start healing and gain strength during this very difficult time that you are going through. For how have this person changed your life? Before, you were probably very adventurous, you jumped right into stuff, you may not have a follow-through plan. If it is talking about you interacting with other people, before you might be very open, you don't have very much boundaries, you're probably like, okay, let me get to know this person, and if something happens, it happens. If nothing happens, it doesn't, because it's just the right now. However, afterwards, when you meet this person, you're kind of planning and looking more towards the future. You look at things from a bird's eye view perspective, because, like, if it's a romantic connection, rather than straight on jumping into things with a person, you actually take some time to kind of sit back and kind of just allow time to tell you who a person really is. And then you think about whether or not that person does have a place in your life in the long run, because you wonder whether or not you want this person in your life. Now, if it's talking about business or like career related stuff, it's still the same thing. Like before, maybe you were very abrupt, very adventurous, very spontaneous on your actions. So sometimes you might not think things completely through. You're just, okay, I'll figure it out as I go, I guess. But after meeting this person, you're actually planning things out a little bit more. So now you actually have more of a plan. Then I guess I'll figure it out when I'm doing it. And of course, there's nothing wrong with either versions of it. It's just that this person came in here to, well, teach you how to plan stuff better. Which is funny because I think this person's current energy is the Seven of Pentacles, which is like taking a moment to pause and actually reflect on your past work and looking at things from like a bird's eye view of things. So I'm thinking like right now, their current energy, what they are learning right now is what they are teaching you. Maybe because right now you guys are in each other's lives and you can see them going through that. So that's how you actually learn from them, if that makes sense. Now, for your advice regarding this person within the next 3 months, you got a lot of cards. Originally, I only intended to pull 1 card, but for your pile and your pile only, I pulled 2 cards. So we'll just go one at a time. Your first advice is, a forgotten spell will bring you unexpected blessings. So this is telling me that you literally manifested, whether you know it or not, because it says a forgotten spell. So you probably forgot about it, right? So you manifested that a person like this person that you are thinking about to come into your life. And your spirit guides, the universe, is bringing it to you as a blessing. because you finally let go of something that does not serve you. Their energy requires you to let go of something, to step up your game, I guess. And you're finally at that point. So they're able to be in your life. You might need to take some time to accept this into your new reality, like, because you might think, this person seems way too good to be true, but don't let your past fears fool you. Don't let your past insecurities and doubts and just alertness, I guess, fool you from the reality of this person, which is that they came into your life, and especially in this period of time, as a blessing. Now, for your other card you got, your dreams hold the key to your future. Pay attention. So you might be drawn to pile number 1 if you pick this pile, because pile number 1 also got this card as their advice. Basically, this could talk about your little dreams that you're having. You might want to write them down because there might be signs, synchronicities, or even advice in your dreams regarding on how to approach this person. So yeah, you might want to write it down. Or another way to interpret this card is that this person is your dream person, right? And you need to pay attention to what they have to say when they say it, because they do give good advice. This person, remember, was represented by the Strength card, which means that they do have a strong inner strength, not because, they're just really nice and stuff, but because they also went through dark stuff. So that's how they were able to master and face their inner demons and stuff. So right now, where you are at with the Ten of Swords, where it's talking about feeling betrayed and coming to an end of that cycle, you may very well need a support system. And if you don't have a support system, this person may be part of your support system, where they are giving you a listening ear, and they are they're just there. Their presence is just there, and that's all you need. And don't be afraid to tell them what you really think, because they're very kind and they're very warm. So don't be afraid to tell them what is really going on in your mind. I assure you that you will feel a lot better. And this person, when they are listening to you, they're very patient with you, okay? You're not going to piss them off, because remember, this is a person that you have been manifesting, and a person that you haven't been manifesting, I don't think they're the kind that will just be very snappy with you when you are trying to be vulnerable with them. Alright, pile number 3. This is all I have for you. Before I lose my voice, I just wanted to say, if you like this reading, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to pop up on the screen my uploading schedule for this month. And yeah, hopefully you like this reading. I will see you in the next video. Bye!